favorite FPS, TF2. Interesting story. I know Matt likes.
I love TF2.
Funny story, because when it came out, it was the most balanced multiplayer game. Then they came out with like class unlocks as an incentive to play classes that weren't very well played, and I got really broken for a while. Yeah. I stopped playing.
They started like breaking every class,
and now everything's fixed because they broke all of them equally. But right now it's in great shape. It causes a lot of outcry from their community though, because of the hats, and now the store that you can buy items with real money. But when it comes down to gameplay, you can't beat TF2 as a shooter.
Yeah, I don't like. Even if you, it's not like certain other games where you unlock a weapon and then you're just the man. Like, if you have your regular flamethrower and then you switch over to the backburner, you lose the compression blast.
You lose a lot of things.
And everyone loves the compression blast.
Everything's balanced. Even the unlocks are balanced. The unlocks, I believe, I'm a big opponent of unlock systems. Matt knows this.
I'm a big.
Normally, I cannot stand unlock system for weapons, but I'm really liking TF2 because it's almost random. It depends on how long you've been. If you play for like, I think it's an hour or something.
Yeah.
Or is it every 15 minutes? There's like a random chance of you getting an item. So it just if you play the game.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to. It's good. There's no like obligatory point system. It doesn't matter how well you're doing in the game or how poorly you're doing. It's good. And the different classes, different play styles.
Also, the marketing for this game
is great
because it's how they show every time you see one of the like play as the scout commercial, you just want to play as the scout. He looks so cool. He can jump around.
It's just one of the better games to come out. Well, what is so special about this one for you, Matt? Because I don't really see it. It seems kind of generic to me.
I don't know. Just the hours I pumped into Modern Warfare.
It's like all about the reflexes. You see someone, you just have to get off the first shot. Because Modern Warfare, unless you have one of like the one-shot kill weapons that like everyone playing right now has, it's all about who starts shooting.
It is first. Like you have. Well, that was more of a problem on Modern Warfare 2. You just have to be looking in all directions at all times because someone's in the window.
Like they were touting I don't like it because they were touting the feature of like the bullet penetration, but they made bullets over penetrate so much that like everything, you couldn't use anything as cover because the bullets would just penetrate everything.
But the reveal at the end, he wasn't his arm. He's just a one-armed man now. I feel like the Modern Warfare series right now, it's getting into this thing of like. Now you just like knife him and he has a knife in the eye and now the villain has no arm. They're just like taking off parts of villains now.
Yeah, I can see that going. That's kind of
I can't wait for like the new one. It's gonna be like, he has no arms or legs.
He's just and then at the end they also do what was kinda cool. It was cool when I first played it was the ending of Modern Warfare 1 with the slow motion slide you the pistol.
The slow motion slide you the pistol was the stuff.
That was cool.
I got so invested in Gaz as a character.
I didn't.
He just had, I don't know, just one line when he took out his shotgun. I'm like, this guy is awesome.
He was
actually after I researched like online, I'm like, is Gaz dead?
Favorite strategy game series, I have to say, because it's hard for me to pick individual games. In Civilization series, the Civilization series, I started with Civ 3. I think it hit its peak at Civ 4. Civ 5 is a good reimagining. Do you have any opinions on this game?
Well, the only time I've ever... Actually, I started playing Civ like 2 weeks ago, just because I saw it on downloadable demo on like the Xbox Marketplace. So I was like, I'll play Civ on the Xbox. And it's fun because like it's just like a game you sink hours into and you don't know what to do because you're just thinking like constantly you're thinking 30 moves ahead of yourself. Once I get this, then I can do this. I might invade Rome later.
Yeah, and Civ Revolution is even when you were playing Civ Revolution is like a crazy simplified version. When you get to Civ 4 with all of its expansion packs, you got corporations you deal with.
Coca-Cola.
You got like individual cities' tax rates.
Yeah.
You got like what it's good stuff. Main complaint, which they rectified in Civ 5, was the stacking of units. You could stack a whole bunch of units on one tile. So war would come down to a giant stack of like all of your units against another guy's giant stack of all his units. And there was really no tactical, even though there was a lot of tactical options in the game, no one ever used them. Because you would just stack all your guys on one tile.
Yeah.
Fixing Civ 5, you can only have one unit on a tile.
Also, I love Betrayal.
Betrayal's always fun.
So I constantly
Sucks when it happens to you.
Yeah, but
Playing Rome, Germany, Egypt, China, and Saigon all decided that they wanted to kill me all at once.
yeah, Betrayal though. It's just so like this was like a guy I was friends with from the beginning, and one day I was just massing a bunch of troops near his border. He was like, why are all these troops near my border? What are you doing? He just didn't even know what I had done. And I was like,
Very replayable, randomized maps. You can play on a map of Earth if you want it to be like that.
you have Betrayal. Nice.
Great stuff. Nameable cities is always a bunch of fun.
Favorite strategy game, hands down, Age of Mythology. Not the second one, because when you got the Titans, you were just too good. Too much of a boss.
See, my problem with the expansion was once you got the Titan, you would use it to kill the other guy's Titan, because you get the Titans at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And then your Titan wouldn't be useful anymore.
Just so many gods you could play as. Poseidon, I don't know. Just for some reason, when I was like,
Nostalgia goggles.
Nostalgia goggles. That
we
was
played
just
this when we were relatively young now.
Yeah.
We were young when this game came out.
I was having LAN parties with Age of Mythology. Before LAN parties, I even knew what they were. I would just have people over
And play.
and then they'd bring over their like PC and we'd just like play Age of Mythology. I don't know, nostalgia goggles, but it's just so fun.
I have to say I can't really have a too developed opinion on this game because I was, 10, 11, 12 years old when I was playing this game? Maybe even younger than that. I can't really pass too much judgment on it. From what I remember, it was amazingly well balanced.
Yeah, but it's kind of like I go back and play it now and I just suck so bad.
It reminds me of Generals.
Yeah.
The whole game style reminds me of Command & Conquer Generals.
Yeah. It basically is. And like, I just remember Vulume. I can like recite everything that the workers would say.
Oh, because
Vulume.
and they're speaking Greek.
I know Greek now. But
The only complaint? No Romans. What is this?
I think there was.
Well,
Wait,
there
no.
were. There was Greeks, there was Norse, and there was
Yeah.
Egyptians.
But I go back now and I'm like, I play it. I'm like, my 10-year-old self could just kick my ass. It's so bad. I'm a mockery. So that's me.
Favorite fighting game.
Favorite fighting game.
Something we can agree on. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh my god.
I think this is actually almost played out in how much people like this game. But
Dude.
it's just so well balanced.
Like,
It's smooth controlling, fast. The art is good. 2D sprite art is great for fighting games.
it's so.
Huge amount of characters, and they're all well balanced.
Also,
Good music. I'm gonna take you for a ride. Is that playing over
for
and over
for
again?
some reason, like when I first like started playing, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I heard I'm gonna take you for a ride, and I was like, song's terrible.
But then you
just start singing it while you're beating up people.
It's just great.
But then when we went to Comic-Con, we stood in like
30-minute
a
long.
30 minute like.
It was more of a blob.
It was
we
just
kind of forced ourselves to the front.
Yeah, it was just a blob of people, just like drooling over and like
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
and just like licking the floor in which it was on of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And then we got to play it,
And it's Marvel vs. Capcom.
it's like
It's the same game with 3D graphics and some new characters.
and it's so great.
And it's gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna be great. So,
But now they're doing, you hear them out? They're doing Tekken versus Street Fighter and Street Fighter versus Tekken.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Tekken versus Street Fighter is Tekken fighting system, and Street Fighter versus Tekken. Street Fighter's fighting system.
Yeah.
I would kind of like to see Street Fighter with Tekken's fighting.
That's gonna be
system.
cool, definitely.
Much more technical fighting.
But Marvel vs. Capcom, just like when you get in those combos.
And then you do the freaking huge attack with all three of your guys.
Yeah.